All right, wonderful. Well, welcome everyone to our AMA with Hola Marketing. We've got Mike on board, not the Mike from CryptoFrog's, but Mike from Hola coming here to represent Hola. And yeah, Mike, welcome in.
Yeah, thanks for having us in today, Alan. Appreciate it.
Fantastic. So if you guys already don't know, we are now partnered with Hola for a couple of weeks now. Hola is a absolutely massive upcoming marketing tool to the entire crypto space in DeFi. So we are very much personally bullish about Hola. It's not very often that we host AMAs for products that we truly believe and push with. So this is a very rare occurrence and a privilege, I guess, for everyone to kind of be here as well. So starting off, Mike, can you introduce yourself and the rest of the team behind Hola? I know it's only you here. Hola Marketing couldn't make it, but if you could start off by introducing yourself and the team members, that would be lovely.
Yeah, certainly. So my name's Mike. I've worked in the space for years. I work on the core team of actually quite a few good utility projects. And with Hola, we are a crypto marketing project. So some of the other teams that I do work with kind of tie in well to that, which makes what we're doing even better. In the real world, I ran my own businesses for about 15 years. Scaled out different sales offices across different regions, implemented, sales trainings and strategies for my reps to go out and make money. And I love crypto because it's very similar. I try to find ways to help other people succeed, and in doing so, I'm able to find success myself. Hola Marketing is, or as he's known by Hola Marketing, he is the dev of the project, and he is an absolute legend in the industry. He is in Hola under the surname Hola Marketing, although a lot of people do know him. He has run very, very big projects. He sold crypto marketing services in the space for years. And long story short, if he was here to tell you guys, although I go out and do these speaking engagements for us at this point, that the idea behind Hola is not just to offer the absolute cheapest prices for crypto services, ensure that they're safe for devs, and even more importantly, not sell wasteful services to developers to just try to make a buck like a lot of people do if they're a plug of, if you're a plug of like two things and you have two things to sell somebody if they need them or not. For us, we offer essentially everything and ensure that we try to give stuff of value. But for him, what he was looking to do is really develop a system, a brand of these services, which is what Hola is, and then create a funnel for people to be able to come in and utilize us. So he's successfully done that. My hat's off to him. I think everybody's seen it that's in the Hola project and has seen what he's been able to do over there. And, I'm very happy and thankful to be working alongside him. In addition to myself and Hola Marketing, we have honestly a large network of people that support us, that do a little bit of everything. I mean, from some service providers, from people logistically that are helping arrange teams that will be, handling mod services and chats, handling social media services. Everything that you could think of that a project needs, we have some of the most capable people in the space that are supporting us along the way right now.
Absolutely fantastic. So it's essentially basically you two, you and Hola Marketing. I know we don't know him by name. We just know him by Hola Marketing, but I think that's a good thing as well because it means that he is the man doing all the marketing and all the stuff. So yeah, you touched on the kind of marketing that Hola actually does. So if you guys have actually been keeping up with our posts, and if you read our AMA announcement actually, Hola have now done $728,200 worth of sales in just 4 weeks now. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, no, a very short amount of time. And I mean, that really, as I would advise everyone who maybe doesn't know anything about Hola, the reason and the way we've been able to do that is because of who Hola Marketing is, the people that he knows. We're connected with, amazing partnerships like with CryptoFrog's here and with we partnered with Dylan and a bunch of other projects, and then we have working relationships with NFAI, with White Label, if people are familiar with them, other great marketing firms out there, and a lot of it is because of who this man is, what he's done in the space before, and as we built out this funnel for services to come in, the numbers are looking great, as I'm sure you'll touch on, but I'll just mention now, I mean, we're paying over $50,000 a week for the last few weeks out to our holders, to our NFT holders specifically, which we can dive into at some point. But I love that about this project is that other marketing services, trust me, keep 100% of the money that are paid to them. And I know from experience, sell teams stuff they absolutely don't need, things that aren't effective at different levels of the project. So we're really trying to sell, stuff that people need that will help them. And we give 100% of the profit back. Now, we're very transparent with our community. If you hear me say we give 100% back, as a team, we also are large holders of the project. So we've structured it where we are well taken care of and everybody else can benefit. And that benefits the overall ecosystem that we're building, which, we can go into a little bit more with the resurrections and all at any point that you want.
Of course, yeah. So actually, if you could dive into just a little bit deeper into what type of marketing and services you guys actually offer, I'm sure there's a couple devs in here at least that may be interested. So because the term crypto marketing is a very broad term, So if you could just go a little bit in depth into exactly what you guys offer and why you guys have the cheapest prices and how you managed to do that.
Okay, yeah. So what we focus on right now really are some of the most popular services. So, if people want to get CMC trending, CG trending, DEXels trending, CG, CMC applications. We offer Twitter trending. With our partnership with White Label, we can do CA generation, websites. I mean, pretty much everything you would need to build out a project right there. And then all the way down. I mean, if you need connected to different influencers, we can help with that. Our primary focus is keeping in mind, as I've run businesses for years in the real world, and all the marketing has as well. We are focused, obviously, on the services that are most used, most popular in the space, and putting a large emphasis on that is the primary driver of growth. But then another thing that we do is we really try to look at ourselves as trusted advisors. So if you are a developer, either on the call or listening to this afterwards, we can take the time and, have a chat with you for, however long it takes. We obviously stay busy, but try to give enough time to really ensure that whatever solutions that we're trying to, show you that we can offer can actually be useful for your project at the particular stage that you're at. I have a buddy who's a dev. He launched a BSC project not too long ago, and he was like, Mike, what can you help me with? And he was like, I got 2 B&B. I was like, all right, well, what I can help you with is a solid plan to try to push your chart up that is free advice from me, So, yeah, I mean, we'll take it all the way down to just trying to help you, all the way up to getting you, trending anywhere that you want to be, listed on exchanges, get volume on those exchanges that can report to CMC. Literally anything and everything that you could want, we can provide. Now, we do have a Telegram bot that has a partial list of our services in it. If you're listening in and you're somebody who wants to make money, you can go in and make a referral link, and you can share your bot with that referral link with any developer or team that you know, and you can get a lifetime commission off of all the purchases they make on it. So that's another cool little side thing that we've done right there to not only help, push growth and adoption of our service bot, but as well help other people in the space, if you own any of our token or not, be able to make some money anyways.
Yeah, of course. So lots of different services you guys offer, and also lots of different ways for people to also, earn money, like you said, with the referrals and such. Now, I want to share how many referrals I've got, but let's just say I've been doing a lot of work for Hola, so probably a lot of clients from me. So actually,
the top person on referrals outside of some of our partner projects is we did partner with Shield. If you guys are familiar with Crimson, we partnered with them, Yuko's, some other teams. So, but yeah, you might be the top of somebody who's not actually a project, Alan. So congrats, man.
I think I might just be the top referred individual, but Who knows?
I'm not that far behind
So,
you. But yeah, you got it.
you'll catch up, man. You'll catch up. So, you guys may know that we didn't actually work or discover Ola on launch or just recently after launch. We actually discovered it, I think, maybe a month and a half ago, maybe just about a month ago. So from my understanding, actually, Ola wasn't actually a utility coin. It started off as a meme coin, but it was taken over by Ola marketing and the community, and it was turned into a utility project. So why did you guys actually opt to take over the project and go from there, as opposed to like rebranding or launching your own separate project?
Yeah, no, great question, and it's good to give this background. So, for anybody that knows about Ola right now, I'll start off with part of the answer, then I'll bring everybody else up to speed. So, within Ola, we have what we're calling resurrection projects, where we're going in and essentially buying up the floor of dead projects and building them up. So, understanding that, which you do, Alan, Ola Marketing already had that idea before we even took over Ola. So Ola truly is almost the first resurrection project if you look at it. So we knew the developer team of Ola. It was launched as a meme token by a friend of Ola Marketing. So first off, knew everything was safe and all that. It is renounced LP burn, zero tax. So as far as all those metrics go, everything's solid right there. And as Ola Marketing was kind of helping them a little bit, even before he took it over. He started identifying how we could turn it into a utility project, and really, as the ball got rolling with that, he just kind of naturally ended up taking it over, and we began our work to really push everything forward with it. So, the reasons why we're doing the resurrection projects, the reason why this was done with Ola is very simple. When you launch in this space, especially if you have a hype launch, I mean, you guys can look at a very hype launch yesterday. I'm not here to name names, but it was very big utility they already have out. Hey, sorry, Alan, my Telegram kicked me off there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I figured I'd just let you go. Yeah, sure, go.
Yeah, so long story short, with launches, if they're hyped or not, you get a lot of snipers in. So what all marketing is identified as a better model that he feels that can deliver long-term value. So taking over Ola, knowing, where the floor was at, generally who held what at the time that we began buying it up in large amounts, ensured that, snipers wouldn't end up wrecking the project. So, that was really the big reason why it was taken over. We thought a lot about the name, and in all honesty, I think Ola is a very brandable name. If you think of some other well-known words with companies out there that you might attribute, like to that company, they're really just words such as, Apple or Google or Amazon. Like these words just became synonymous with the brands as they effectively branded them out. And I believe 100% that Ola will be branded perfectly with crypto marketing, where when people think of where you go for crypto marketing, they're not going to tell you somebody's at of a plug. They're not going to tell you, anything else of this marketing service or that. They're simply just, we'll say Ola. And our objective is to make it just as brand identifiable as any other large company out there in the world. And we're already well on our way to that. And I honestly, I have really, really good ideas. Ola Marketing has brilliant ideas. We are going to brand this thing and make it the number one crypto marketing service in the entire space. And for anybody listening there, if you are a marketer, I do want to just throw in there, we don't try to compete with anybody. And when I say that, what I mean is our objective is to always sell the services at the cheapest price. So if you have a service that you can offer cheaper than we can partner with you and we can bring you more business as we then can offer our customers even lower prices. So when I say we're going to become the biggest, it's not even in a way of like we're trying to take over. We are partnering with people. We're working with people. We are allowing other marketers to get our services cheap that they then resell, through their networks for more. And then if they have services that we can offer cheaper, then we're able to offer them cheaper as well. So that model right there, where we're not directly competing with people, trying to drive people out of business, yet to find mutual good working relationships is the best business model in the entire world. In addition to throwing on top of it, offering low prices, that is a tried and true method. Wherever you guys live in the world, I guarantee the largest company out there is somebody that you can go get very affordable things from. If it's Alibaba, Amazon, Walmart, or whatever else is in the countries that you all live in. And that's what all the marketing's doing. And we're doing it strategically based upon our real world business experience and our crypto connections. And the proof's in the pudding. We'll be over $1 million in sales real soon here.
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's great what you guys are doing. I like that you guys aren't trying to compete with people, but partnering with people and bringing on partners to, I guess, make the space a better place. If you find people that offer a cheaper service, instead of going and competing with them, actually going to them and saying, hey, look, okay, we'll bring you X, clients for X price, and you take this, you take that. I think that's very fair. I think it's something that isn't often very seen in the space. It's a very, very competitive and greedy space, unfortunately. And to see, that kind of mindset with you guys is definitely very, very bullish and very genuine as well.
And know what? I'll just add in there real quick, Alan, that the space is very greedy and all that. So I always just try to keep it very real with people. We've already partnered with tons of marketers. I'm sure not every marketer will want to partner, but you know what? Our business model will win out because we're also becoming the source on many of the services, meaning nobody can beat our price on certain things because we literally do them ourselves. And so for the smart marketers, they'll want to partner with Ola. For the ones that are too greedy, really, I think it'd be better to edge those guys out because they're the ones that just sold a project I'm consulting right now, like $15,000 worth of marketing, and their chart went straight down. And, they brought me on afterwards, and I just felt so bad for them because they're good people. They're trying to do something good, and they were sold crap that I would have never recommended for them to do at the market cap that they were at. I would have told them, you got 15 grand, buy your damn floor right now and have that supply control. But at any rate, just want to kind of throw that in there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you said, a lot of people in here are just in for themselves, and whatever makes them a quick buck is what they will go for. But you guys are giving projects actual solid advice, not just providing services and just providing what people want, what people need, but what is actually beneficial for them, which I really like. Now, before we delve into numbers, because I think that's a very important factor here, I want to ask you a tough question here. I think I know the answer to it, but it would be nice if the rest of the people in this AMA could know. So you mentioned that Ola Marketing himself actually has all these connections, right? And he's previously offered marketing services and pretty much most or some of what Ola is offering right now in the past, right?
Yeah. So he's sold marketing for years. He's actually fully doxed on his other projects. So there's no more Safu person out there. And that's why large projects like NFAI and some of these other people, the Sheba Mod, Xanders, and Ragnar, who came in and supported us early and still do support us. That's part of the reason why, because of who he is, in all honesty.
Yeah. So why did Ola Marketing decide to launch a project and offer these services through the project instead of, offering them on a personal individual basis where he could then provide the services himself or provide the connections himself? What's the benefit with making a project and bringing all the sales through that?
So, first off, I would just say, he didn't launch the project. What he did was come in, and as I gave the background before, we took it over.
Yeah. That way. Sorry, I didn't mean like that.
Yeah. No, not a problem. The primary reason is very simply that, say you owned a small business in a city. Maybe there's some small business owners on the call right here. Myself, I've had multiple different businesses, and some of them I scaled out and opened in different cities and spread them out. But the bottom line is, if you franchise it out, brand it correctly, and spread it out into a wider area, you're going to make more money. You're going to get more business. So in crypto marketing, like I know a lot of people out there, they're probably like, hey, I'll go use this marketer or that marketer. I'm not here to name any names, although I can name you, 10 different marketing companies right now. But the best way to effectively get your customers in is to have that brand identity, to be able to have enough people who have an incentive in helping you build that brand. So as far as the marketing service goes, I mean, all the better if you have a token with it where holders are being rewarded from the profits of it, which, as I said before, essentially nobody does that unless, if we might have copycats as we go, which we have zero fear of, just to be very clear. But nobody does this. So we have an army of people who are supporting our brand efforts to drive out our growth into the industry. And we have that funnel. So instead of, just like a dev finding out about Ola through somebody, it's like, hey, I need to get, CMC trending. Do you have a plug? It's, people will already know about Ola because we'll be trending everywhere. And we have, just so everybody knows, I mean, we can trend ourselves everywhere if we want. CMC, CG, Dex Tools, every spot under the sun. That brand identity and brand awareness through the ability of having a token is going to produce exponentially larger gains over time than just being a plug or just having a channel and, trying to, just get, your business one by one like that. I stand by this business model more than anything. And what I love the best about it, like I said, is we reward holders from that money. And like I said, the other marketers just don't do that. They just take your money and they sell you crap you don't need. So they're even less accountable to projects. With us, we have accountability, not just to our holders, but the projects that we're trying to help. It's not like, there's nowhere where they can come, find us or talk to us. And for any dev out there who's used a plug or maybe even a larger legitimate marketing company, I mean, how could you ever even, like if they sold you some garbage or didn't do anything productive for you, I mean, where do you even have accountability with that? So I love the brand awareness side of it, growing that brand out, creating a larger funnel. And those are the primary reasons why this idea really came into fruition right here. And, as I said, the numbers are proof to the successful model of it. And for anybody that's read our Medium article, the vision of Ola is very large. There's, supply control aspects of it, the NFT holders, the very strong holders of it. And then the revenue sources coming in, and all those combined, we plan on driving this project to the top 100 of crypto, which currently is somewhere around that $300 million range, enter into the top 100, and then drive it up even more by having solid revenue source coming in with a very clear utility on the project. And there's not a chance in the world that just as a plug that Ola Marketing himself would ever be able to scale business out that large without creating this type of infrastructure.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I understood it as well, because I'm not gonna lie to you, when I first, got involved in the project, my owner of CryptoFrog's, Keegan, he was like, well, why is this guy giving away, like, basically all the money that they're making? Like, why doesn't he just offer these services on his own? And I was like, this is when we looked into you guys and, we asked questions. And I think, like you said, it's essentially just free marketing in a way, having the token attached. It's a catalyst for, the services, catalyst for people to find out about who you are. And, let's be honest, for example, in terms of call channels, if, you can't really partner with a call channel just to offer services if you're an individual plug, for example. So, I've been approached by so many people. Oh, I do websites. Oh, I do this. I do trending. I do that. I'm like, okay. They're like, oh, send me clients, I'll send you a car. I'm like, okay, but, there's so many of these plugs. There's so many people. You can't really effectively market these people, even if I do a post about them. You can't effectively market plugs because there's no trust, basically. There's very little trust. Yep. And where you guys come in is that, you have a token. So, you guys have essentially a business to run, and a business that can be affected in case anything happens, or, kind of as a guarantee in a way. if anything goes wrong or anything happens, people have something to fall back on.
Yeah, and
so that's really what I really like about you guys.
Yeah, and you identified it perfectly right there. And I would say, for people who are brand new, your thought that you had initially is one that I've heard from other people is, why are you giving away this money? The thing is this, we are very transparent with our community. All the marketing holds a large number of those top NFTs. So we structured it in a way that ensured that the team and the project would be well taken care of, but then additional people could earn money. And that's really the rare aspect from the marketing side. I know there's some rev share on other projects. For a legitimate rev share project, I love them if they can, help people make money. But for marketing rev share, that is, if we weren't the first, we're the first to do it at this level. And if somebody did it better, congrats to them. And I apologize if I missed that. But I would point out one thing is that we would not have made probably as much money even from the revenue share that we're getting had we not scaled it out this way. So truly, it's not even like we're giving the money away. We've actually made more money than we would have by ourselves, and we've been able to help so many other people as well. And, that's incredible. At the end of the day, and I know it's hard for anybody to believe it. If you're listening in, I've been in this space for years. I know there's scammers, farmer devs, everything else under the sun. We are trying to do something positive. We want to do, obviously, like all of you, we want to have positive things happen for ourselves. But I know, like the businesses I ran for years, I only made money if my sales reps sold product and made money themselves. So I'm all about the win-win relationship. Like I would have never made $1 with my companies had I not been able to do it that way. And I can tell you in the real world, I've ran businesses that generated millions of dollars a year in sales. So I love this model right here. And, I just wanted to address it just a little bit more because I know that's a common thought because of the skeptical nature of the space. It's not that we're even giving away all the money. We're making more than we would have, and everybody else can benefit. And if people don't know anything about Hola, there are NFT holders making an extra 500 a week, 1,000 a week, 3,000 a week, 6,000 a week, just for having swap supply for that NFT, which is swappable back at any time. And that's incredible. I don't care what anybody says. You can't take any of that away from those people who've had those gains. And my hope would be for all those NFT holders, as well for our token holders, that we plan on driving that value up to the top 100 of crypto, that you all do something good for yourselves with that and do something good, for your families and in general in the world with it. And, that's a great thing that we've been able to offer people. And most importantly, just general advice for your own life. If you only think about yourself, you'll never get as far as if you think about a way for a lot of people to win together. And that's just the bottom line. Think of a sports team. Any great player on a sports team is never going to win anything if he's the only person on the court, field, or whatever sport you guys enjoy the best.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's dive into the numbers here real quick. So can you explain to us, so how many NFTs are there? How does the revenue kind of structure work? How do the payouts kind of get processed? What percentages are going where? What's going towards chart? What's going towards NFT holders?
Yeah. So we initially created or minted 84 NFTs. All those NFTs were given for free initially. And the way that you got them is the NFTs are matched up with an amount of supply. So if you got a 1% Hola rev share NFT, you had to swap 1% of Hola tokens. So once you get that NFT, you still have the value of those tokens at 1% that are attached to it. So you can sell it on the secondary market for the price of that 1% plus future earnings. Not to bounce around too much, but we already have like 150 ETH or more worth of volume on the secondary market. Then that 1% NFT also entitles you to 1% share of the revenue that comes in each day, and those are paid out weekly. So yesterday, I think our profit was 12,000. So 1% NFT should have netted someone around $120 if they held that one. If you have a 3% NFT, then you got $360, or the 6% NFT, you made $720 yesterday. So that's how that breakdown is there. There is a portion, 5% of the revenues each day that additionally are going to buybacks of the chart or adding LP to the liquidity pool. So that 5% is used for those different purposes right there. And so, yeah, with those 84, they break down from 0.25% of supply, 0.5%, 1%. Then you have the 3, 6, and a 15% NFT, and the 15% is held by Hola Marketing. If you guys are following our chat, you'll see that that is about to be broken up into 1,500 smaller NFTs, and you'll be able to buy a share into our revenue share program for a much cheaper price than the current floor of 14 ETH for those original 84 NFTs. I know there's a lot of numbers right there. It gets very complicated, but the bottom line is there's plenty of ways for people to be able to participate, especially with the new mint of the 1,500 NFTs coming out on Friday, I believe is when they're going to go.
Okay, so sounds great. So in terms of the chart, a lot of, I guess not a lot of people, but a question that I see regularly, whether it's, you know, personally towards me or in chat, is why is it that only 5% of the revenue or profits or whatever goes towards chart buybacks and LP? Even though you guys have done a lot that I've seen already, you know, 10 ETH, 20 ETH here to LP and here and there, but why is it that only 5% of the revenue goes towards the chart? Why is it such a heavy focus on the NFT side?
Yeah, no, and that's, you know, I think different people look at things differently. So I'll answer it this way, is that first off, we put so much money out of pocket into the chart, like exponentially more than that 5% anyway. But the very short answer I would give is 5% at the current numbers right now, I guarantee you, is more buybacks than 99% of every other project that you guys hold. Every single one of them. 5% is already more than that. So I would look at the overall numbers per se as the more relevant metric, especially as we drive our revenue growth. And just so everybody knows, our initial projections that we're shooting for right now is to basically 10x those revenue numbers. So 5% of the current revenue numbers is a huge amount of buybacks each week. And like I said, I stand by it. It is more than every other project that you guys hold. So, you know, for me, that's the more relevant metric. You know, it's a sustainable number. It's a very healthy number. It's more money than every other project out there is putting in. There might be a couple that put in more, and, you know, my hat's off to them. But rewarding our holders with the rest of that revenue allows for us to create one of the strongest armies in the space that is going to allow us to absolutely dominate as we move forward. And then with that 5%, we will continue to take that supply to make it more and more scarce. As we 5x and 10x our numbers, those are going to be huge buyback amounts that, you know, will never even come close to what other projects can do. So, you know, really my response to it is that 5%, you know, if you're just looking at it and saying, well, why isn't it 10 or 20 or 50? You really have to look at the overall numbers of it. It's a very healthy amount that's going back to support a chart. And then on top of it, keep in mind, I mean, the dev team itself is also funneling in all the additional money they have. But for me, I mean, to me, that's a very sustainable and fair amount that you would put in and then reward your holders on top of it. And really, I would almost just pose the question to somebody is, well, tell me how much percent I should be putting in. I mean, you can tell me, you can play devil's advocate. I mean, for those people asking that, have they offered a percentage that they think is better? And have they given a reason of why that's better?
Yeah, and I mean, considering that it's a 0% tax token, there is really like no actual benefit to the project itself of the token having volume in a way. Even not saying this in a bad way, but obviously the kind of marketing aspect and things are still there. But in terms of actual revenue and funds, there is no actual benefit of doing, I guess, insane buybacks on the chart because of the revenue structure. And I'm guessing the focus is and the kind of main focus for the token is you have to buy the token or had to buy the token to be able to get the NFTs, which you could swap the supply for. Now, especially with the release of the 1,500 NFTs that we'll touch on in a minute, I think that is kind of the main target of the buy pressure on the chart. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, and a couple things to just touch on a little bit more on that, I would say, is that for people listening in, if you don't know anything, people look at those buybacks maybe as, further utility for the token. But I would just point out to everyone, as I said, 68% of the Hola token supply is held by the 84 NFT holders. So we have, in my opinion, one of the absolute strongest token use cases in the entire space. It just so happens that use case is used directly by our own holders. Other projects have been on their teams, maybe they have a utility bot and they're like, hey, we got to give use case to our project. Let's have people pay to use our bot in our token. It's like, all right, well, I mean, how much are you really going to generate doing that? For us, we found a way currently to have 68% of our token supply be wrapped up in, as I'll say it again, one of the strongest token use cases in the entire space, in my opinion. And we are about to scale that even higher with this additional 1,500 NFTs that are going to be rolling out right now. So, as far as additional volume on the chart, like the 5% is just a set amount that's going to go in. And that's bare minimum, because keep in mind as well, that other $50,000, $100,000 that's being paid out to the other 68% of the Hola token supply, that money can flow right into our chart as well. So, I mean, I think the system is beautifully, beautifully designed. And, as we roll it forward, I almost hope that people copy us with that part of the model, because it gives value and stability to a project where you guys all know in this space that you get screwed over every single day. And there's a couple people making money and there's everybody else losing money. But at Hola, we've developed ways to offer price stability, offer incentive for people holding, offer people who hold no tokens the ability to earn money through using our bot with a referral link. And I personally would challenge anybody. I don't know of a better model out there right now. And if there is, that's awesome. I'd love to learn some more and we'll implement it. But, the way it's structured right now allows everybody to win. And if you guys don't know and you have not read our Medium article, Hola Marketing has one very basic objective, and that is to, as I said, not just send this to the top 100 in crypto, but he wants this to be his billion-dollar project. And believe me, the man has built massive projects before, and myself, I've been on core teams where we've done tens of millions. 50 million is my personal ATH. We are running this thing to the absolute moon, and these are the ways and the ways and the incentives that we're getting there.
Amazing. Well, I'm just going to share my screen here real quick, and we'll just go through the numbers. Now, to date, since when would this be? Since this would be the 19th of August. That's right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So from the 19th of August up until what? The 12th of September. So we're barely nearing a month. We'll near a month in a week. Exactly a week from now. So in 3 weeks, essentially, Hola Marketing have generated $728,200 in total sales. Now, I just want to stress how absolutely outrageous this is. And not just because I'm personally invested, but genuinely, I have never seen a revenue number like this in crypto ever. In my 3.5 years of being in this space, I have never seen a project generate this much revenue so quickly. I mean, that is almost $1 million in under a month. That's, let's just call it $1 million in a month. That's $12 million a year in revenue. In sales from a crypto startup.
amazing numbers right there. And I mean, anyone who maybe runs a successful real world company, you know how hard it is to, you know, to generate $1 million in profit a year, if you've been lucky enough to do that, let alone generate those sales numbers. So yeah, we're very pleased with those, and hopefully for everybody paying attention, that is the future of Hola right there. As we grow those numbers, nothing can stop us right there.
Yeah, and I mean, of that 728,000, almost half, $275,000 in profit, which is also ridiculous in little under a month. I mean, like you said, any real world business owner or, you know, CEO, whatever, will understand how difficult these numbers are to achieve. And the fact that you guys have achieved it in under a month, doing over $250,000 in profit, is outrageous. I mean, we times that by 12, and that is, you know, way over $2 million, way over almost $3 million in profits in a year. And I mean, obviously most of that, 234,000 paid to NFT holders.
If you scroll
down to the
you know, and one of my companies in the real world, I got up to $10 million in sales, and it took me years to be able to get there. So just for perspective, I understand the huge opportunity in front of us. And, you know, for anybody that doesn't really understand that, this is, I tell people in our own community on the VCs that at the end of the day, Hola has coming in every week what every project tries to attain. Like every other project that you guys are holders of, they want to know, you know, what's the marketing plan, when's marketing, and they want to know all these things because they're looking for the same thing every project needs every day. That is new money entering the ecosystem. They're looking for buys to come in. So at Hola, yes, we're looking for buys to come in. We trend ourselves. We have callers. We do all that traditional marketing. But at the end of the day, we don't even have to do any of that to ensure new money comes into our ecosystem every week. We make the money, we spread it out to some of our strongest holders, and we ensure that new money comes into our ecosystem every week. And that is the very simple reason that I know mathematically there's nothing that can stop this project from entering the top 100 of crypto. I mean, it's absolutely coming. I stand by it 1,000,000%. You know, do your own research, do whatever you want to do. But the numbers right there are the reason why, is that although we'll do every traditional marketing thing that every other project's trying to do, at the end of the day, what projects need is new money to enter the ecosystem. And you're looking at it on the screen right there. We have new money enter every single week, every single day, and then paid out weekly. And that's an amazing thing for a project to have.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I also want people to understand, is that the token is not the catalyst for the profit in a way. Because wherever the token is, whether it's at 200K, whether it's at 200 mil, it is what truly fuels the growth of the project is the sales and is the actual service providing. And we, you know, if we look at these numbers here, so these guys started off with August 19th. They made, on the first day, they made $24,600 in sales. And of that, they made $8,500 in profit. Now, that number kind of stayed between 30K sales till about 16K till the end of August, generally. And just in September has been an absolutely beautiful month because the sales and revenue and profit numbers have absolutely skyrocketed. I mean, let's look at September the 1st. Total daily sales, 22,000, profit 8,000. Sales, 34,500, profit 12,000. September the 3rd, $46,900 in sales, $15,800 in profit. September the 4th, $58,500 in sales and $20,500 in profit. Now that's gone down just a little bit, but then I think just the day before yesterday, they set an absolutely insane new record. $87,450 of sales in one day with a profit of $31,500. I cannot fathom how that is entirely possible with such, a low, such a project that isn't out there so much. I mean, genuinely, how have you guys achieved this number?
So a lot of that, just so you know, is the outreach of how we are spreading the marketing out. So what we've done, as I said, is already partner with amazing people in the space. So if you guys are familiar with NFAI, Hola Marketing is good friends with the developers over there, with some of the Shiba mods, as I said, with White Label, and then just with those extensive networks. If you think about this, if you're a developer or you've worked on a team, once you find a reliable source for what you need, you always go back to that person. So if you're a developer and say you're not even a farmer dev, but say you launch, every month, okay? I mean, you really try, you give it your best, you go at it. And for anybody on a team, you should understand this, is that when you get ready for your next project, I guarantee you that as a team, you sit there and be like, all right, call this caller, or DM this caller, DM this caller. You go through your list and you're reaching out through those same networks of the people that you've established ties with. So exponentially, every single day that we move forward, more people use Hola, more people come back to use Hola, and those numbers are just going to exponentially move up. Now, we've been very blessed by being able to resell through some very amazing other marketers in the space, and I've mentioned a couple of their names. So our model of not only bringing that money in through the bot, through that direct outreach there, through existing plugs, but then partnering with people ensures that our base of business, it continues to grow every single day. And as I said, and any developer knows this, once you have a very safe, reliable source, and definitely if it's the most affordable source, you 1,000,000% are going to use them every single time for what you're doing. You're not going to say, hey, let me go maybe find somebody new who I don't trust, who might scam me and is going to charge me more. You're going to say, no, let me hit up Hola so we can get, trending again on Dex Tools or CMC. You just keep going back to them. So that's how the numbers have scaled up. And then in addition to that, once you find a great source, and once again, I'll just reference, if you're a dev or if you worked on teams, if somebody asks you who you used for something, you then recommend that person out. So that word of mouth, that growth through resellers, the growth through the bot, these are all exponential areas of growth. Like, these are not going to stop. We have very little market penetration right now for our overall growth strategy that we're looking for. There is huge amounts of potential out there in front of us. And, but, hopefully that gives you a detailed answer of how that's possible. And, the way that we're going to 10x those numbers is what I just also laid out for you, the process of how that initial target of 10xing these numbers is going to occur.
Yeah. No, I don't want people to understand in this AMA that I'm just hosting an AMA for Hola because I'm personally invested. No. This isn't me, trying to be bullish on a project because I'm trying to show my bag or whatever. But genuinely, I have genuinely never seen a project like this earn so much revenue in such little time. Now, I personally have a 3% revenue share NFT, which I purchased for the equivalent of 2% of the supply. So I think I bought mine down at around 600K market cap for about $12,000, I believe, about 12 grand. And now, they're essentially their revenue model is that profit then gets shared amongst the NFT holders and chart, obviously. So to date, from my $12,000 investment a few weeks ago, I've earned $7,040 entirely passively just from owning my NFT. So this is the Hola whale, which earned 3% of all revenue, and that is $7,000 entirely passively. Yes, I'm still below break even, but I'm sure in the next couple of weeks we'll see some great revenue figures come in, and this number will skyrocket exponentially, especially with the rest of the NFT holders as well.
And congrats, first off, on having the 3%. And, just for anybody else listening in that doesn't know, is that it's amazing you got it for that price at the time. And it's also amazing that essentially you're going to make back all that money. But for everybody else listening in, keep in mind that that 3% NFT is attached to 2% of supply. So the value of the tokens in that NFT is absolutely huge for you as well. And so truly that 12,000, you take the value of the tokens, you're just up huge. I mean, you guys can go do the math yourself on what 2% is worth right now. So yeah, congrats to you, Alan. Glad to have you with us, man. And we intend on pushing these so much further than anybody can believe. And I'll tell you what, guys, in life, perspective is everything. Myself, I built very large organizations. Hola Marketing has done even more. These numbers are great. We're happy with them. But we want to 10x them from here, just bottom line, and then keep going from there.
Yeah, I mean, and personally for me, while I can and anyone can swap the NFT for the equivalent supply, personally, I'm in it for the long run. And, whether I can, do the math and sell, the tokens, it's not worth it for me because I know that, and everyone else that has an NFT knows that, the NFTs are going to generate way more than, what they are making right now. And, everyone is very bullish on them. I'm conscious of time here, so I've got a couple last questions to run through real quick.
Yep.
And then we'll move on to some community questions, and then I'll let you guys on because I'm not sure if you're busy or not.
Always busy, man. But hey, I do want to mention real quick before the next question. We additionally, if I didn't mention it, Hola Marketing is putting together our own Hola sales team as well. So we have even further plans designed for growing those numbers. Everybody in the space better get ready because Hola is going to be everywhere. But go ahead with the other ones that you got.
Yeah, so obviously I know the answer to this question, but just for the sake of the community, where is the revenue share to the NFT holders? Is it claimable? And where can these NFTs be bought and sold and also swapped for supply?
All right, good questions. So if you join our Telegram, you just do /NFT, and I will bring up the secondary market. It is on Rarible, is where we have them. Make sure that you go to the official link. As with any project, there's always copycats out there and scammers and all that. The revenue share is currently being sent out manually, although the DApp that you're looking at right there's going to be more coming for people to be able to claim as well. So we're a big thing in everything that we're doing is looking at ways to automate the process. I mean, truly, Hola Marketing, for people that know him, I don't think he's any short of a genius, to be honest with you. So everything he's looking at is scale and automation. And I'll tell you what, for any business owners out there, you absolutely know that is the key. You have to be well organized. You have to be able to scale your business. You have to be able to automate. I mean, if you think about what changed the world in the the late 1800s, early 1900s, where factories coming in that could automate businesses, that could automate the process of those businesses. So everything with us we're looking for is looking to be scaled and automated out. So the claiming process will be that way as well. But yeah, the NFTs are on Rarible, and that's how they're paid out. If I missed a part of that, you can feel free to ask again.
Of course, yeah. Well, I got two more questions here. So a little bit of a tough one here as well. In the unfortunate event of a market crash, resulting in fewer projects launching and potential revenue stagnation, coupled with a scenario where NFT holders may lose interest and start exchanging for supply, exerting sell pressure on charts, do you have contingency plans in place to address such a situation?
Short answer for each of those. One, the beauty of being in the DeFi space, specifically the Telegram space of crypto, is that there's always going to be business out there. But let's just say that whole scenario plays out. I can tell any NFT holder that decides to get out because of any short-term downturn in the markets that myself, if I can beat all the marketing to it, will take your supply in NFTs. Absolutely. The treasury's there. We'll take them from you if you don't want them. So this is a long-term forever project. It's going to the top 100 of crypto. We're going to run it to $1 billion. Anybody that would look at any, a few weeks if the market's downturned and did want to exit, I can tell you myself, I work on quite a few teams. I run another project as well. I'm all about running my crypto assets the same way I ran my real world business assets. You build a treasury to be able to handle any downturns in the business cycle. Just bottom line, we will buy those out with the accumulated funds that we have. So don't do it if you were smart. But yeah, no, 100%. Honestly, I would buy up any of the larger NFTs right now myself.
There you go, guys. If you're thinking about selling an NFT or swapping for the tokens, there's Mike who's happy to do it. Very happy to do it. So your tokens will be bought. Final question from me as a little summary, and then we'll move on to community questions. So to summarize everything, why would you personally consider Hola as a good project to be part of? And realistically, where do you see revenue and growth and everything a few months from now?
Yeah, no, and great question. So like I said, I've said it a few times, the target that we're looking to hit really is, a 10x of those revenue figures in the short term, 5 to 10x. You work your way up with any business. That's aggressive growth from where we're at, but with the methods that we have rolling out, like I said, with the sales team, with continue partnering with projects, continue partnering with marketers that provide services to people, and being the source on many of these. We feel very confident that we can scale those numbers up over the next few months even further. For the token itself, as we continue to accumulate ourselves as a team and within the NFT room of more and more of that supply being held very solid, our floor is going to continue to go up. 10 million is the next target. 100 million being the target after that. I never try to give exact figures. I'm not really here to hype you guys up on us going to the top 100 or hitting $1 billion or any of that. I can only speak to what the numbers are. If the math stays the same, and even if we just brought in $50,000 a week to our NFT holders, 100% our entire ecosystem's floors will continue to go up week by week by week. And we are in here for the long term. We are large holders in Hola. We have our resurrection projects that we're large holders in. Our objective is to raise those floors up, get them on more and more exchanges. And just so you guys know, Hola is on multiple exchanges already. We'll be going on more of them in time, and just continue working those floors up, working the sales figures up through tried and true methods, such as the sales team coming on to continue pushing that growth. And then, the traditional marketing aspects for the token, in addition to the revenue coming in to buying the floor. We look to just continue growing it, day by day, in all honesty. And the numbers are there to be able to do it. The money coming into the ecosystem is there to do it. And I expect at some point we'll catch fire, and I think we'll have a very strong move up. And, for all the holders that have been with us all the way from the beginning, and for anybody that's new, that's a very exciting thing that's coming for us all.
Fantastic. Amazing words from you, Mike. Thank you for the good answer. It's time to take some community questions. Although we have almost 300 comments, it's going to be impossible to go through all of these questions. Jesus, but here, drop your questions below, guys, and I'll pick a couple for Mike here to answer. Jesus, yeah, my Telegram's bugging out just trying to open this thing. All right. Let's have a look. Okay, this is a good one. Emmanuel asks, could you elaborate on how Hola escrow system guarantees that payment is only released once the work is completed and both parties are satisfied? What methods can be used to bridge the gap between I think that's a different question, but I think what Manuel means to say is, how does payment work? How does it ensure that clients receive the service only, after they pay? And how does it ensure that Hola also gets paid after they provide the service?
Yeah, so good question. As I said, we're the source on a lot of this. So the bottom line is, you pay us, we provide the service. We're not just like a middleman who's giving the money to somebody else who might not provide the service, and then the money's gone. We hold the money. We have very strong treasury reserves behind us, and just bottom line, there's really no issue with any of it, because we're either providing the service, or if we use somebody, we have them do the service for us and then we pay them. So, say there was an outside chance where, we ever did have a service that wasn't provided right, we would refund the people anyway out of our own pocket. All the marketing, as he said many times in our community, for the people that have paid attention, maybe not many times, but he said it a few times. He, like any other marketer out there, has used plugs that didn't provide things right. And in the past, he's refunded hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years, because you have, these horrible, scammers out there doing things. So, for us, that is the main reason why we try to do a lot of it in-house. And just bottom line, we're either providing the service, meaning when you pay us 100%, we already know you're getting your service, or we work with good partners that we know provide the service, and we'll pay them once they provide it to us, and that ensures that the customer gets it. And worst case scenario, would just be refunded anyway. But it's not really an issue, anything we're encountering, because of the way that we have it structured with our service, the way that we provide the services right now.
Fantastic, amazing answer. Move on to another question. Dennis asks, with Hola offering various crypto marketing services, with the market for crypto services constantly evolving, it makes it challenging to keep up with new trends and technologies, changes on requirements for exchange listings, etc. How does Hola maintain and manage all different services offered and ensure that each service is functioning correctly and providing value to users? In summary, essentially, things are always changing in the crypto space. Requirements for listings and new trends in marketing services. How do you guys plan to kind of adjust for that?
I mean, really, the short answer I would really give is, in any other industry, if you're going to, I don't know. I mean, say you're going, it's something as simple as, getting your haircut and staying up on the trends there. You generally trust the people there to do it. If you're using a financial advisor, even though trends change, you trust that they're going to advise you right. If you have a stockbroker for your stocks, you trust that they're going to be able to handle the ebbs and flows in their industry. And, with us at Hola, we've been doing this for years. I mean, I never woke up to try to become like a crypto professional out here or anything. But yeah, I mean, any business that you run, if you can't keep up with the trends, you don't have a shot out here. And I don't care what industry that is. So, I mean, we're very, very engulfed in the industry to the point where any of the services for, things changing with exchanges, that's actually a great relevant one right there that we can just give example to. Is the fact is, requirements may change. So if that is the case in any way, we would just have to communicate that information back to people looking for services. And if they can't meet KYC requirements or whatever it is, then we might have to direct them to go somewhere else. But at the end of the day, as far as everything goes with that, I mean, this is what we do. And in the same way, anything else that you go look for people that are, the best in wherever it is, whatever other service you're trying to get, this is what we do. We've been doing it for years, and we're going to continue doing it. But that's a great question. I mean, it's very thoughtful from that individual who asked that. I can go into, a little more in depth. I mean, with some of the trending stuff, sometimes the algos might need to change and that kind of stuff. So, we have tech teams that work on these things for the in-house services we provide. And yeah, that's just kind of the short, long answer to that question right there. But yeah, no, you have to stay up on the trends. You have to be able to ebb and flow, or else you don't stand a chance out here. I feel very blessed to be in that one private group with you of Dylan's over there, Alan. I think I stay up on the trends pretty good by ensuring that every new project that launches is thrown into the chat. So, I mean, my ears to the street and old marketing is even more than mine, I would say.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, like you said, you do have to keep up with the new trends, and it's a constantly evolving and changing space. So it can be hard to kind of keep up with, all the stuff. I mean, there's been so many recent trends, but I think in terms of marketing and listing requirements, and et cetera, I think you guys have that pretty on par. It's not insanely difficult to kind of adapt in that space, but yeah, and I am in that group chat with you and Dylan. It's great.
Yeah, no, 100%. Everything gets dropped in there, but yeah, no, good question. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So Ben asks, how do I track my referral payout when I refer projects to use the Hola platform? Are there a maximum numbers of referrals? And what if after referral and project declines to do business with Hola, will I still get my referral rewards?
So currently, those can be seen in the bot. It's just a short answer for where they are, but we are building a full dashboard for all that right there. So yeah, the dashboard will make it a little bit easier, but currently the payouts are manual. Then the last part of that, can you read that again about the dev? If they keep working with them? Is that what it said?
Essentially, what if after referral and project declines to do business with Hola due to certain terms and conditions, will I still get my referral reward? So if a project then pulls out of a deal with Hola, do they still get the referral rewards?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, it needs to be a paid service. So, I mean, that's where once the service is ordered, provided by us, and the payment and everything is confirmed, then you get your referral. And the beauty of it is a lifetime referral. So every time that developer orders again through Hola's bot, you'll get a lifetime commission on everything that they order. But the service does have to be provided. So, and the reason for that is pretty simple. I mean, I could go into the bot, put 100 referrals in there, order 100 services, have none of them provided, and then what? Think that I'm going to get 100 commissions from, the fact that there was 0 actual services provided. So yeah, the service has to be provided, but you do get that lifetime commission once they are through that developer.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. A couple more here. There's so many good questions that I'd love to answer them all, but it's very difficult. So Crystal asks, she asked 2 questions, one simple question, one a bit more in depth. Does owning an NFT get you a discount on marketing services? And also, if you have these cheaper services and other marketing channels are partnered with you, where will the devs go for that specific service? To your partner or direct to you? Does it make any rivalry?
So great thoughtful question right there. So I'll start with the second part. The people we resell to sell it for more, almost exclusively. So they are essentially, I mean, if you think about it, everybody kind of has their own networks, and that's the beauty of the way that we're trying to branch out by, getting partners, by being resellers, by having our token holders, push the bot out there. Is we're trying to get Hola in as many networks as possible, but an individual reseller may have a strong network himself that, we may never actually penetrate that market that he has. But by him, reselling for us, we are getting a share of that market share that way. And the fact is, like I said, I mean, almost exclusively, they're selling for more. So, as that reseller, they're not saying they're selling Hola services. We just become their plug essentially. So, that's kind of, if you see, the answer there, that's how that works right there. I mean, they wouldn't resell from us and sell for the same price as us. They might, some may, but even if they do, I mean, that's absolutely fine. But that's kind of how that works currently in practice. And then what was the first part of that question, Alan?
The first part was if you get a discount by owning an NFT.
Oh, yeah. Hey, no, it's a great. Listen, for anybody listening in, come join the Hola chat. Some questions are actually great ideas. Currently, I don't believe that's how it is, but that's a good idea. In all honesty, come put it in the chat and tag Hola Marketing. Tell them that NFT holders should get a discount. Maybe he'll do it.
Maybe I'll get a discount on my product marketing.
Well, not Alan's project. No.
All right. So Twin Brothers ask, building trust among 2 parties involved in escrow remains an integral part. Are there any legal backing? Is there any legal backing in regards to Hola services to help boost confidence of your investors for legitimacy. And I'm going to add onto this personally. With the amount of revenue you guys are bringing in, are there any kind of legal backing or legal company kind of plans in place, to kind of support all of the revenue you guys are bringing in?
Yeah, so I believe it's been mentioned loosely to the NFT room, maybe in the main chat. But yes, we've been in the process for setting up in Dubai. So that's all ongoing currently as we speak. So for the escrow side of it and all, like I said, in all honesty, we provide the services. So brand awareness, brand responsibility of people, coming to trust us. There's not really much more to do than that because we are protecting your money. So, by all means, go use other marketers. As I said, you'll find that they'll sell you stuff you don't need. You'll find that maybe they don't refund you if the stuff doesn't work. We're just doing it the right way. So, as far as it goes, on the actual payment side, escrow, there's not really so much of a need for that. If someone doesn't feel comfortable, that's fine. We have zero complaints on any side as we roll this out, and we'll continue to look for ways to ensure confidence in everybody. But at the end of the day, we're not giving your money away to people that can lose it. So there really is no danger in utilizing our services. Now, if you use a middleman, like if you use your just best friend on Telegram who won't tell you who his plug is for Dex Tools trending and you keep giving him the money, he might lose it one time. And I doubt he's got the money to pay you back. So we do have the money. And like I said, most things are done in-house. So there's really no issue there. Then on the business side, like I said, we're 10 steps ahead on all that. Everything's being structured to make this a top 100 crypto, as I said, and that gives you a little more alpha for how it's happening.
There you go. And honestly, from a personal perspective, I don't think it's entirely, an outrageous claim to say that Ola could, go to, the hundreds of millions in, a bull market. Obviously, probably not in this market because it is just so difficult at the moment. Yes, today has been a decent day with about 4% on Bitcoin, but the market as a whole is still in a very fearful and bearish state. But I'm sure when, market improves, oil will be bringing in significant revenue. We'll move on to the last two questions here. So Goat asks, what is the mechanism in place to ensure transparency and fairness in distributing the revenue among the 84 holders of the revenue share NFTs? So I think he means in terms of the transparency between the services sold and the kind of cost of those services. What is the kind of transparency in terms of that?
Yeah, so we put all the numbers out there. We've had some conversations in the chat with people about this, but at the end of the day, we've given free NFTs to people to generate free passive income. If that doesn't build enough confidence for people that we are doing this in the best way, in the best interests of individuals, I don't know whatever will. If you know anybody else in your life that's given away a couple $100,000 in the last few weeks, I would challenge you to go look them in the eye and say, are you treating me fair? At the end of the day, I hope people will, pay attention one at a time and realize that Ola is here to do something good for the space, to take over the space, and to offer very, very solid, affordable services and reward people like they've never been rewarded in their life ever before. And I would challenge you even more. We have given away for free, passively, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I would go to all of your other projects and scrutinize their marketing because we don't even have one. We're making this money and giving it away for free, as well as taking care of ourselves, as I mentioned earlier, through our NFTs. But go scrutinize those other marketing wallets, and you'll find a 0.1, a 0.3 that you don't really know where it goes. those are the people that go scrutinize, because they're the ones actually taking the money and that are coming in that should go to the project. Every single dollar of this revenue share is given away to the NFT holders, which, keep in mind, we gave those NFTs for free. They were not charged for the supply. You can swap it back anytime you want. You don't have to participate. And if anybody doesn't feel that there's accountability with hundreds of thousands of dollars being given away for free in a few weeks, I would just ask you to come into our chat, because, I would love to, get to know you so you can understand that Ola is different. And that's kind of the nature of the space, of just how skeptical things are. But from a very logistical standpoint, we have tons of services that we offer to tons of projects that don't always want to be tracked on who they're, what they're getting, who they're buying from. Our resellers obviously don't want to be tracked back to buying from Ola, so that somebody can be like, hey, you sold this to me for $7,000. I see you bought it from Ola for, $5,100. I could have bought it from Ola for $5,900. If you guys can understand those logistical reasons why certain aspects of the business have to be handled certain ways, hopefully that gives you a little logistical insight, even more than just the overall point that I want to make, that projects don't just give away the money we're giving away. I would hope that builds enough confidence in people. But to give a more technical answer, I gave you that second part of it, that 100% say we're reselling to your Dex Tools trending plug. That guy does not want anybody to know that he's buying it from us a hell of a lot cheaper than he's selling it to you for. And we instill that trust in any of the resellers out there, and we'll handle our business accordingly to ensure we have that trust, so we can become the provider for everything. If it's in Ola's name or another marketer's name, we want to be behind every single part of it.
Of course, fantastic answer. Last question here from the community. Have you thought of integrating a function to let the NFT holders rent their NFT to people who can't afford to buy one to earn passive income?
That is an interesting concept right there. But there are some things coming for the NFTs, as is kind of about that 15% NFT being broken down. But currently, I'm not sure if any of the 84 would do that. So, currently there aren't any plans for that. But, all things can be explored moving forward. But essentially, if you think about it, it's, if you think about renting a revenue share NFT, that means that the person who's renting it would have to rent it for more money than he's bringing in. So I'm not really sure where that math would work out in the benefit of either the person renting it or the people that, would be paying to rent it. So yeah, no current plans for that. I do know some other NFTs that can be rented, but usually they're for a little different use case. If I missed one with a rev share that worked out for an individual that owned it, that could have just taken the revenue. Maybe that exists, but my experience, those NFTs being rented out are for a little different use case. So yeah, just bottom line, not at this time.
Me too. I was also thinking about how the mathematics side of things would be. Doesn't make too much sense renting an NFT for less money and paying more to get less. But yeah. Okay. Anyway,
yeah, I was actually trying to do the math real quick out in my head. I was like, wait, could you rent the NFT and bring in more money than the revenue? But I'm not sure how that would work, because somebody would obviously pay more to rent it than they would from receiving revenue on it. So yeah. At any rate, but you can go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't make too much sense. I think that wraps up our text questions. If anyone wishes to answer a question on VC, pop your hand up. I'll unmute you, give you a chance to ask away. But that wraps up our text questions. Fantastic turnout with that. Jesus, a lot of questions here, at least 50, which unfortunately we couldn't go through all of them. Looks like we got two people here that want to ask a question. I'm going to mute Ziggy. Ziggy, go ahead and ask away, my friend. Ziggy?
Yeah, hey Mike. Hey Alan.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, so my question, I dropped it in the chat. I don't think it was deemed that important, as there are a lot of good questions, but I did want to get that cleared up. I was wondering if you had plans for some sort of community engagement, as on the aspect of making suggestions and stuff like that. Like, for example, the guy that brought up the brewing NFT stuff. People, if you have holders in your project that are actual active holders, I'm not talking about just someone that's in the Telegram community. Someone that's actually a holder and has tokens and NFTs and stuff like that. If they want to make suggestions like that, is there a medium where they can actually get their suggestions heard and stuff like that?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. Short answer is we're open to everything. You can come in the chat and suggest anything you want. I try to hold a bunch of voice chats throughout the week for the community. If you pop in our Telegram, I do a short recorded section that's pinned in there. But all questions are welcome. I've run and managed Telegram communities. It was actually like my first job years and years ago in the space. I'm open to everything. As a rule, like my whole life, have probably only ever banned a few people from a group. So I'm open to tough questions, not tough ones. If anybody's been in our group, one day somebody had some questions. They were just trying to figure out the project and didn't understand. And, I'll even open the voice chat and talk to you if you want to jump on and talk. So, yeah, I mean, all you have to do is just come in and ask. We're wide open there.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Although I was actually, I do get your sentiment though, but I do like to kind of, Telegram questions Telegram suggestions are good, but not everyone in the Telegram actually does hold the token. I personally, I know I don't hold every the token of every group I'm in on Telegram, so that kind of makes it sticky. So I was wondering more of in a place that you are sure that these are actual holders, maybe incorporated in a platform that you have to be a holder to be part of and stuff like that. But that I do get your sentiment. That works too, actually. So for the last one before I let you go, because I'm hogging this mic a little bit. So I was wondering, is there a way to track your metrics, basically, or your marketing metrics, when you do or use a particular platform to do your marketing, or use a way to do your market, you use your specific method to do your marketing? Is there a way to actually catch this? That, yeah, this number of people view this, X number of people, actually were convinced by this particular marketing, or this reached a particular amount of people? Is there a way you guys actually, just long that's a long talk, but is there a way you guys actually put in place to track the marketing metrics, basically? Yeah.
No, great question too. And honestly, what you're talking about is something that really is lacking in the space. And I'll answer your question this way: is that when I talk about other marketing services that will sell things that projects really don't need, they really do that. Like, if some marketers, quote unquote, that you go to might really just have 3, 4, or 5 things that they know they can make some money off of you on, and they'll try to sell those to you. There's no metric to know if they'll work for your project at that time. There's no accountability for it. And that is an overall problem in the space. So for us, we really do see ourselves as trusted advisors. So, if you absolutely dead set want one thing and don't, that's what you want, 100%, we're going to sell it to you. If you want to get listed on this exchange or, whatever it is. But within being a trusted advisors, what we're trying to do is actually understand your project, see where you're at, and try to offer some solutions that can be beneficial for you. So the exact, metrics of tracking the numbers, we don't have a dashboard for anything like that set up. And really, that's a hard thing to really measure, as, a lot of projects, when they push forward a marketing plan, it might be, take like a launch, like you might launch and, you're going to do, Dex tools update, you're going to get ETH trending, you're going to get this, big caller that everybody wants and 5 other callers. When everything's mashed together, it's really hard to tell, where the measurable results are coming from sometimes. Although, listen, I believe I've heard of some projects that we're going to try to do something like that for a project that can successfully offer that that analyzation correctly, I think there's some market opportunity for them. As I said, it's really hard to do. I mean, even if somebody made a DApp and actually, yeah, I remember one was made where they were going to track to see how successful the callers were or something, but even that is a very difficult thing to do, because if you're the first caller on a project, the numbers are going to be better for you on that, so if you're the last caller, the numbers aren't going to look so good for you on that metric. But that in a way might make it so callers wouldn't want to call anything unless they were the first. So then there's, you end up in that problem right there, where callers really should be supporting good teams and good projects, along the way, wherever the chart is at, instead of only chasing to say that, you call the 10X, 100X and all that. So, hopefully that gives you, a comprehensive answer right there into, both, into what you're asking right there. But all in all, our space does lack that, because in the real world, like I bought, billboard ads and radio ads for my real world companies, and they'll show you, be like, hey, you get these radio stations, you have this many listeners, these are more standard things in the real world that don't fully exist in the crypto world right now. So overall, that's a very thoughtful question, and hopefully I've given you, an answer to that right there.
I would say yes. I would say I do actually even appreciate your breaking down and going in depth into the team. Most people just say, nah, we won't do that. It's kind of hard to do, but you actually do know what the fuck you're talking about. So that's actually really good. I do appreciate the answer and that perspective. So yeah, thank you, Mike.
Yeah,
I do appreciate the answer. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Fantastic. Okay. We'll take one more question here from Rising Star on VC, and then we'll get wrapped up here. Rising Star, I've unmuted you. Feel free to ask away.
Hi. Sorry. Hi, Alan. Hi, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay. Hope I'm audible.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay, thank you. So I am curious. I want to know, I saw on the white paper that you guys have decided to renounce your contracts. So I want to know why you guys did that, because I'm sure you know that when you renounce a contract, you give up ownership, you give up governance of your contract, and this can kind of bring about some challenges, because sometimes when vulnerabilities emerge in the contract, there's no way of making changes. You cannot rectify the situation because you've renounced ownership of your contract. Also, let's say that the token will not have the ability to emerge to communities' needs, or also the rising trends, and so because you guys you've renounced your contract. And another thing is that when you renounce your contract, it could also decrease community trust, because they'll feel like you don't want to be held accountable to whatever happens. That was the reason why you renounced your contract. So all of these reasons are what I feel like could emerge as a result of renouncing the contract. So why did you guys choose to renounce it? You said that maybe because you want to improve security, but there are other ways of improving security for the holders without renouncing the contract. I used to think a renounced contract was only for mint tokens because they did not see themselves to be a long-term project. But you guys said you are going to be a long-term project, so why the issue of renouncing contracts? So that's just my only.
Yeah, no, great question. And first off, I will just say that the whole renounced contract meta, I think, is just an unfortunate symptom of the overall issue in the crypto market. So the reason why people look for that renounced contract is because of all the scammers out there. So for renounced, the investors do have more confidence knowing that the dev can't turn around and, disable trading. Although, you also have to be even smarter nowadays, make sure it's not proxy contracts or things hard coded in that, can end up, honeypotting the contracts at some point. But that's a whole nother educational discussion right there, but definitely good things for people interested in that to go look into. For us, we took the project over. Contract was renounced already. Our utility is not dependent on any CA function, so it doesn't interfere with our core business at all. And, for better or for worse, it is the general best practice that projects use nowadays. Although I'm generally with you. I hate that our space ended up at a spot where investor confidence is tied to that renounced contract. But that is where the space is at because of the scammers, because of the farmer devs, is that people do look for that. But specifically with Ola, we did take the project over and the CA was renounced already. So that's really just a short answer of why our CA is renounced. But as I said, our utility has nothing to do with the CA, so it doesn't affect our business at all. And, for better or for worse, the general investing public out there look for that renounced. Although I do agree with you, as I already said, that, where and how our space ended up at a point where people only felt safe if they knew the devs couldn't modify the contract really is just a sad state of affairs for where the crypto space in this side of it on Telegram has led us to. But yeah, hopefully I've answered your question there.
Yes, you answered the question. So one thing I want to bring out is that since you guys said that your utilities is not based on the contracts, that was the reason why you don't have any business with the contract. And then you also said that when you took over the project, right? I think that was what you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So since that is the case, it's well understood. Thank you.
Yeah, no, 100%. Good question.
Fantastic, amazing. Well, I think it's time to wrap up the AMA section of this AMA. It's been fantastic, Mike. We're going to move on to our Kahoot section over here. So I know this is probably going to be new to a lot of you guys, probably to you as well, Mike. Essentially, after each AMA, we have a little trivia game we play called Kahoot through these providers. And essentially, we've put together 10 questions about Ola that you guys can answer. The more questions you answer correct in the quickest amount of time, the more points you get. And at the end of the trivia, the top winners are given some ETH. So I'll get started here. I'll show you guys how to join. Mike, you're free to join as well if you wish. So here we go. So this is our Kahoot. So essentially the way you join is head to www.kahoot.it and type in this game pin. Or you can scan this QR code and join. Just make sure you join with your Telegram username so that I can actually give you your prizes. Yeah, I'll post this link also in the chat for you guys to join as well. Bear with me. Okay, just posted the link in the channel as well. If you guys want to head over and click on that, you'll be sent to the game where you can join up. Just make sure you join with your Telegram username. I'll give you guys 2 minutes to join up, and then we'll proceed. Mike, how have you found the AMA so far? Good, comprehensive?
Yeah, no, definitely good. I like your questions were great. Good community questions. I thought they were thoughtful and insightful. So yeah, definitely enjoying it. And while you're doing that, I think I will just throw in just got a DM from Hola Marketing that for anybody that is checking out the project, definitely get into Telegram, be a part of it. Stand by everything that I said about our growth, how we're going to get there. And as a surprise coming, I'm not sure if you put this in the chat yet or not because I'm not watching it right now, but we are going to announce another utility for Ola within the next 24 hours. So on top of everything that I've told you about Ola, we will continue to surprise you, continue to offer more value to the ecosystem. And yeah, it's just nonstop. And there's really even so much more to the project than we even touched on. So definitely get into the Telegram, find out what we have going on, find a way for yourselves to make some money if it's holding the token or, spreading the bot or, being an ambassador to go out there and get other devs to use the bot to get your commissions. But we do have another utility coming, is some alpha for everybody. All the marketing, as I said, is a brilliant person in this space and in business, in the real world, and in crypto. And that's exciting news right there.
Fantastic. Yeah, and clearly the AMA has convinced some people to buy in. So we just saw some nice buys as well. 1 ETH, 0.5, 0.7, 0.7, 1.5 as well. Very, very good buys coming in. Beautiful. I'm glad to have you guys on board with us on Hola as well.
Yeah, no, definitely glad to be with you, man. I appreciate it.
Fantastic. Well, I'll give you guys another 30 seconds to join up. So we've got a solid 23 players in. Give you guys another minute. Like I said,
kids have done things on Kahoot for their school, man. I can't join this right now just because my Telegram gets bogged down, man. Sometimes on these VCs, but this is a pretty cool thing you're doing.
Yeah, that was the initial inspiration. Actually, we wanted a little fun way to end our AMAs. So I was like, hold on, I used to do Kahoots in school, so that's kind of where the initial inspiration came with.
Okay, yeah, I knew I was remembering it correctly. A lot of times their mom does that stuff with them, but I know I've heard this Kahoot link they've had to go to before.
I mean, some people might find it childish, but we find it fun, enjoyable. A little take off the stress at the end of the AMA. Yeah.
That's cool, man. I'm down with it, 100%.
All right, well, let's get started, guys. I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2.5, and 0. All right. And we begin. So, question 1. Hola. What is Mike prepared for us today? Question 1. Not that Mike, the other Mike. Which of the following statements best describes Hola? An ETH utility agency helping others projects with marketing, Telegram marketing agency, all-in-one Telegram hub for simple and effective NFT marketing, or an all-in-one Telegram hub for secure, simple, effective crypto marketing. Which may it be? Remember, the quicker you answer these questions, the more points you get. And looks like most of you guys got that right. Caught you guys out with the NFT marketing bit in the yellow one, but good to see most of you guys got that right. Let's see what the scoreboard's looking like. We've got Pancake in first, RM second, Rayon, welcome back. Marco again, welcome back. And Emmanuel, nice to see some familiar faces. Question 2. What are the main services Hola has to offer? Press releases, billboards, KOL channels, foreign marketing, Twitter marketing, trendings, CEX listings, or all of the above. Remember, you can only pick one answer here, so we pick the right one. And the very clear answer is all of the above. Yeah, these guys do absolutely everything you see on screen and probably a lot more. But we need to bug Hola Marketing to push the updates on the bot so that all those can be updated correctly. Eh?
They are coming, but yeah, feel free to nudge them.
Troy busy with very important stuff. Emmanuel into third and L'Oreal into fifth. The true or false? False? True or false? I've been talking too much. September the 8th, Hola generated $87,500 in revenue, 31K profit. Is that true or false? Is it true or is it false? And it is true. Yeah, these guys got $87,450 in revenue in one day. Absolutely ridiculous. The scoreboard does change quite a bit. RM first, Marco second, Bear Slayer coming up, and Jay as well. True or false? 5% of service revenue is used for token buybacks and subsequent burning, creating an inflationary effect. Does it create... Oh, we've tricked you guys here. It's not an inflationary effect, it's a deflationary effect. Make sure you pay attention to all of the question before you start answering it. But yeah, it's deflationary because less of the supply becomes available as opposed to inflationary. Only 5 of you guys caught out the trick here. Let's see what the scoreboard says. Wow, a complete change apart from RM. RM caught it. Matt's up, Pancake, Thanos, J Huss as well. Halfway through here. Question 5. Hola features no buy and sell taxes. Additionally, LP is burnt and the contract is renounced, offering security to holders. I think we've already discussed this already, so it's an easy one here. No tricks or mind games here. Very easy one. And of course, wow, how did 5 people get that wrong? Yeah, no, it's the zero taxes, LP's burnt, CA's renounced, so congratulations to you guys, 19. Scoreboard just doesn't change. What is the primary purpose of Hola's NFTs? Is it to look cool? Revenue share? They're required for access to Hola's new P2E game? Or is it a way to stake your tokens for an ROI? And very obviously revenue share. Yeah. I'm not too sure if it's access for the new P2E game. Is that what's being announced today, Mike?
That is right. It's coming.
No, we're joking. No P2E games here, but a lot of money to be made. Scoreboard changes again. Justin, 4th. Diamond Hands in 5th. True or false? Holders own the amount of token supply listed on the NFT, which can be swapped at any time. Plus, the NFT can be resold. Is that true or false? And it's true. Yeah, another 5 people choosing the wrong one, but congratulations to the ones who got it right. Wow, that does actually change the scoreboard. Matt in 1st, Pancake now in 2nd, RM moving down to 3rd. Yeah. Which of the following dates below did Hola achieve its first day of profits exceeding 10K? Ooh, it's going to be a tricky one. You got to look at the link. You got to look at the sheet with all the revenue stats for this one. Mostly a guess for those who don't know. It was August 21st. August 21st is when they got their first day of profit, more than 10K. Come a long way since then. Was it 37K like 2 days ago? Crazy. See how the scoreboard reacts. Another reshuffle. RM back in 1st. Jay in 2nd. Jay Huss in 4th. Penultimate question here. Hola offers a 15% referral commission to anyone who refers a client. Is it a 15% referral commission? It's false. 50-50 here. It's not 15%. They do offer a referral commission, but it's not 15. It's about 10, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike.
The referral commission is 10.
Fantastic. Well, there you go. So playing on words correct was worked. See how the scoreboard again. MFX 3rd. OKB, the new face up on the leaderboard here. Last question. I'm sure this will be a breaker for a lot of people. Who represented Hola in today's AMA? Okay, never mind. It's not a breaker, but let's see who gets this right.
I hope
and
they're all.
Of course.
Did anyone get it wrong?
Yeah. Well, 4 people got it wrong. 3 people said it was Hola Marketing representing today, and 1 person said I was representing Hola today, which is lovely. Apparently, I'm on the team now.
Welcome aboard.
All right, well, let's see what the scoreboard says. In 3rd place, we got OKB. 2nd place, we've got MFX, which means in 1st place, we've got RMM_98. Fantastic. Well, congratulations, guys. Justin and Matt in 4th and 5th place. Great fun. Glad to see you guys got most of that right. That means RM got 9 out of 10 questions correct. MFX got 7 out of 10. Sorry, 8 out of 10. Fantastic. Congratulations, guys. It's been an absolutely wonderful AMA, nearing 2 hours. Wow. But very much needed. Very much needed. Lots of good questions. Very comprehensive AMA. We've literally covered almost everything. Obviously, there's probably still more to do with the resurrections, but you guys can go find out all of that extra info in the Telegram. So head over to Hola Telegram. I'll drop the links after this AMA. But yeah, thank you very much, Mike, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. I can't wait to revisit this AMA in a couple months and see how we can look back on it.
Yeah, well, I definitely appreciate you having us in today. For everybody listening in, definitely come join the Telegram. The best advice I could give people in this space is follow teams that are trying, that are working hard, that are good teams. All the better if you come buy in, but I don't even care if you buy in. Come definitely follow what we're doing, because we are trying to do good things. You'll meet some other good people and get yourself a little bit further away from the pump and dump cycle that's out there in the space. I know that's where I've lost most of my money at. So, we encourage you to just come be a part of our community. If you buy or not, doesn't matter to me, in all honesty. So, thanks for having us, Alan and Mike, and to your community. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Mike, we really did enjoy. Thank you very much for joining us. And best of luck with everything. Keep us updated, and I'll do the same.
Yeah, will do. Have a good day, Alan.
Fantastic. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you guys later on. Take care.